say the embattled governor has now been moved from committee prisons to Kenyatta National Hospital after falling sick last week. Now, Anti-Corruption Chief Magistrate Douglas Ogoti had allowed Sonko to seek medical attention. Let's now speak to our senior political affairs reporter, Duncan Haimba, who's now joining us from our city center studios. Duncan Haimba, good morning. Many would look at Sonko's admission in hospital as a way of not probably wanting to spend the night at committee maximum prison.
Well, it could be true or it could not be true as well, because the fact that his legal team had raised the question that he is unwell, and we've just talked to two sources. They've confirmed that indeed the governor was moved from committee maximum security prison last night at around 1 a.m. and rushed to Kenyatta National Hospital. In what they are saying that he developed high blood pressure. Now, it could be true, but again, some could say he's a shrewd politician and maybe he wouldn't want to go down the annals of history as a governor who spent his night at a committee maximum prison. Of course, no prison is prestigious, because when you're behind bars, whether you're in a lower holding facility or a bigger one, but the fact that committee is a maximum prison, an institution that is reserved for hardcore criminals, maybe nobody would have wanted to have that. So if that is the case, maybe. But if indeed it's true, according to what had been raised, that he's been unwell, of course the incidences or the dramatic arrest, his airlifting to Nairobi, him spending night at the EACC cells, and then arraignment and charging yesterday, it's a lot for him. So yes, it could be it could have come as a shocker to him. Maybe he didn't see it coming, and as such, it is possible that the situation that has been around him, the dramatic events, might have seen him develop that condition, because you cannot rule out that possibility. So that is as far as it goes. Maybe we'll wait to see if there are any reports that will come out from the facility. But him having been transferred to that facility, of course, he'll be there for observation and tomorrow in court. So chances are, yes, he didn't spend the night in committee. He might have stepped there but didn't spend the night there. Him being moved to KNH, definitely he'll be there for a few hours. Chances are he'll move from Kenyatta National Hospital tomorrow into the courtroom again. So chances are he will not spend any night in committee, if that is what many would want to look at it in that particular perspective, Brenda.
And Haimba, will Justice Chief Magistrate of the Anti-Corruption Court, Douglas Ogoti, probably look into the governor's health situation and probably give him bail, because questions about his health were also raised yesterday while in the Anti-Corruption Court?
It will be dependent on what the medical practitioners or the doctors observing him, the report they will file. If the condition is dire, then definitely, if that is the condition, then he will not maybe be sent to that facility. But we have people who are always in prison and they go to hospital and court and back. So it will not be an isolated situation. But there are many factors that are at play that will determine on whether he will be bailed or he'll be given bail tomorrow or not when that ruling is delivered. So it's not necessarily that it will be pegged on the condition. Of course, there are some that will say that Sonko, being who he is, this condition, some might say it is probably artificial, not natural. And as I've said, it is all dependent on what report the doctors will file. Of course, there will be independent doctors that will assess him. It's not one. And therefore, it will really be, it will be sort of a tooth comb examination just to confirm whether indeed the doctor has been taken ill or it was one of those stunts that he's pulled. That is why there will be a team of medical doctors that will have to examine and file a report in as far as his condition is concerned.
And finally, Haimba, it's good you've indicated that you managed to speak to some of your sources just to talk to you about the governor's health. But many, some of the Nairobi residents who've heard about the governor being admitted at the Kenyatta National Hospital are questioning exactly the ailment that the governor has, because there are questions about the physical injuries that he had following that, a dramatic arrest at the Voi airstrip.
You cannot for sure tell the extent of the physical injuries. Of course, the videos that we've seen it was the governor who was resisting attempt here and there. And therefore, as far as the extent of the physical injuries, nobody can really tell until now that this is the first time that he's appearing before medical practitioners or doctors. That is when it will come out. But as him having been injured, nobody will say for sure that one happened. Remember, the police statement that was issued by spokesperson Charles Owino also indicated that the governor will be charged for assault, resisting attempt. They said that in the process, in the melee that ensued, he also injured a number of officers, and he could be facing another charge altogether. So it's not a clear matter that will say he was injured, because the police have also said that he injured 6 of them while he resisted the arrest in Voi before he was airlifted from Ikanga airstrip to Wilson. So you cannot really tell the extent of the injuries inflicted on him, if at all they are there, because the police, on the other hand, they're also saying that he injured a number of them as they attempted to arrest him. Brenda.
All right. Thank you, Haimba, for that detailed report about the governor.